Hey, how you buckaroos? How the heck are you? I'm going to be telling the beer whisperer and whiskey whisperer for the purpose of this video. I didn't do a live video last Friday. So I worked Saturday, so I thought, well, I pop on and do. I just got off work a little bit ago. I thought I'd do a quick one before it became, Saturday. And I know it's already Saturday for some of you, but nevertheless, eh. Yeah. Anyway, set that down. Typically, or for most videos anyway, I get my beer and pour it and take a picture. For this one, since I was trying to move quickly. We're gonna do this one off the cuff. I just got the beer here. I'm gonna pour right in front of you. This is the Snowflake Holiday Ale, an IPA from Minocqua Brewing Company. Very similar to Sierra Nevada Celebration, kind of in that ballpark. A big assertive IPA. This one doesn't call itself fresh hop. It does have some very similar flavors and aromas. Very much that old school IPA. So Sláinte. Oh. Oh, mercy. And again, typically I go ahead and I pour myself some whiskey, but I didn't. Sometimes I make a cocktail or two, but here we're just doing a beer, some whiskey neat, because I had to do something quick. I worked a little bit later than usual. I had to come home and get my dinner ready. I put some beans on to cook before I left for work today. For a 3-bean chili. I did some black beans, some red beans, and some Mayakoba beans. So I had to get them stirred up when I got home and then brown the meat, put the chili back in, and I just wanted to kind of slow simmer for a while. So I got that getting happy. So, well, I got time to do a quick video, but I don't really have time to, set some cocktails up or do anything quick. So we're just going to have one beer and some whiskey neat with you. And I haven't even chosen the whiskey. What should I? Got a lot of options here. Oh, yeah, you know what? To pair well with Minocqua, and I'm going to read that can later, I'm going to use Restorative. Republic Restoratives Distillery. This is their apple brandy finished Burrow bourbon. I've got a rye, but the bourbon was right here, so. Oh, you know what? I am going to change my mind. Now I see the rye. I'm going to change directions on you. I'm still going to use Republic Restoratives here. I'm going to grab their rye. A couple reasons. One, I'm kind of in the mood for rye. One of the, I think the rye would pair better with this particular beer than that apple brandy finished bourbon. So fuck around and find out. Live with determination. This is the Purpose Rye. What we can be, we must be. This is 100 proof, single barrel, aged 5 years. Yeah, that was the other reason this Burrow bourbon. The apple brandy, I thought, well, that'll pair better with a different beer. But this big assertive rye will work with this big assertive IPA. So let's pour some in my nice snifter here. A little more. Again, this is 100 proof rye. I'm going to show you this bottle here. Fred, how you doing, man? I noticed you popping in on some of my videos. Hope you're doing all right. If you ever want to share what you're drinking and have a conversation, just let me know. Let me show you that bottle. Fuck around and find out. Purpose Rye. I'll let you read my shirt here. What they call radical is just basic humanity. And here was the reason for pairing these two products. Minocqua Brewing out of Wisconsin. Oh, I should try. Tried to set this up too fast because I'm really hungry, but I didn't want to eat that chili right away. I had to get the beans are done. I got the beet brown, but I wanted to kind of simmer just a little bit before I dug into it. After creating our first progressive beer label called Biden Beer, inoffensive and not bitter, we become a lightning rod for MAGA bullies. They love to attack us. They love to attack our brand, but we're appalled at how aggressively we punch back. It was what drew me to this brewery is their Facebook page is just hilarious when you have these right-wing trolls trying to say something about the brewery and they just hammer them back. It's absolutely brilliant. They show how stupid that MAGA base is. Snowflake Winter IPA is our gift to all those who need a little liquid courage to stand up to bullies. And this holiday season, either around the dinner table or protesting on the streets. So let me show you what that beer looks like. It's absolutely beautiful. But it's got that old school IPA look, very similar to Sierra Nevada Celebration in look and aroma. I'm going to pick up my whiskey now and show that to you. How beautiful that is in my nice snifter here. And I do want to read a little bit from that bottle as well. We celebrate an outspoken and disruptive attitude towards the production of quality American spirits. We are redefining the future of tradition. Everyone is invited. Again, fuck around and find out. Purpose Rye. What we can be, we must be. Serve with purpose. So there we go. All right, I'm going to set that down. And since I really want to get to my food, I'm going to get on with this and quit wasting time, man. Anyway, he's Fletcher. Oh, man, this whiskey is so good. A beautifully done rye. A little sweet initially, but then that gives way to that beautiful rye spice. What I really love about this whiskey, though, flavors and aromas aside, is how pleasing it is to drink. Oh, this beer, this beer, those fucking guys. This beer is so amazing, man. Let me show you this can. So what I did was I made a decision a couple months ago to not buy much locally. Not that I don't like my local stuff. That's not what I meant. It's really not go to the liquor stores. Not buy those name brands that everybody knows. And I have mugs at a couple places in town. So I thought, well, I'm just going to buy those beers locally, but I'm going to have some beers sent to me. And I found out that Minocqua has a subscription. And so I get 4 packs a month. My only complaint with them, in all honesty, is the first 2 months, the beers were exactly the same. So I wrote and complained a little bit. They said, well, we apologize for that. And then they kind of changed. But the beers are good, and I love what the company stands for, so I'm going to get past that. but I love this winter ale, man. I like to pair these two products together because they both stand for the same thing. They stand for equality, decency, and integrity, and I like that. It's a 5-year-old rye. It's really damn good. You can a lot of small craft distilleries. The whiskey's going to be a little bit younger than the big guys. But here at 5 years, I've got this amazingly crafted rye. A lot of big spice on the nose. I really like. Incredibly approachable at that 100 proof. It's absolutely gorgeous. Uh, so I was really in the mood for chili. I don't know why, but I've been thinking about it all damn day. I put those beans on to soak last night. I know there are those folks who say beans don't belong in chili time. No, beans don't belong in Texas chili. And when has Texas ever done a goddamn thing right? Anyways, I digress. But I like to use three beans typically because I like the different textures. And why put beans in chili? Well, it does a couple things. One, it stretches it out, especially chili is a product that, or a food that you make because you're of limited means. You got a little bit, it's basically peasant food. That's what it started out to be. Anyway, that's why you add those beans because it stretches it for the family. But I like to use the beans in all honesty because I like the texture differences. That's why I use these three particular beans here. I've got the black, red, and Mayakoba for different textures. Now, I don't make the chili spicy. There is a little bit of spice in there, but I'm mostly going for flavor. My wife doesn't like a lot of heat, but I want to cook with a lot of flavor. And then I add heat to mine. So I grew up with this product, this diner food, if you will. My mom and dad owned a hot truck when I was a kid. They call them food trucks now, but they weren't quite the same thing. They weren't trendy. They were functional. Mom and dad did a lot of construction sites, and one of the products they always sold was a chili size. Now, I grew up with it, so I didn't realize it was regional until I left California and found out nobody knew what the hell I was talking about when I asked for a chili size, because I thought every diner or greasy spoon carried them, but they do not, man. So what is a chili size? A chili size, think open face roast beef sandwich, right? But with chili and a hamburger. So what you do, well, I mean, you can make it a couple of different ways, but here's the gist of it. It's basically a cheeseburger, and then you ladle some chili over, but it's not. You ladle a lot of chili over. It's not a chili burger because a chili burger you could pick up. Here it's open face. You got your cheeseburger over, then you ladle the chili over the top, add onions and cheese, and there you go. That's a chili size. Now there's different ways to serve it depending on where you're getting it from. Now, how I typically like to serve it is I lay just a little bit of chili down in the bowl or plate or however you're serving it. And then I put my hamburger, the bottom bun down in that chili. And then you put the other bun off to the side. And I do toast the buns. Here's to your buns. I toast your buns. Here's to your buns. Anyways, then you just ladle the chili over the top of it. Now, how much chili? That's really up to you. I tend to put a lot, but I want to leave it where you can see, that there's a top bun there. It's an open face sandwich. And you can garnish any way you want to, right? If you want to add cilantro and onions, or just onions and cheese, or however you want to do it. I'm going to add a jalapeno to mine because I like a jalapeno. But really, it's up to you how you want to do it. Oh, excuse me. But I am kind of surprised. I understand that it was a regional thing. It started in Los Angeles way back when, but when I was a kid, it was all over California, like I said, or Southern California, I should say. Like I said, my dad served it on his hot truck, and we were, in the Anaheim area. But like I said, I didn't realize it was a local or regional California thing until I left that area, went to other places, and I didn't see it. It seemed like something everybody ought to have. But I do feel like every time I explained it to a diner owner or a proprietor, they always said, "Huh, that sounds good." Not everybody took my advice and put it on their menu, but nevertheless, I really think they should. Uh, So we've made it to 2026. My wife and I had a good New Year's. We did something we had actually never had done before. We actually went out on New Year's, saw a great band, a great local musician who's just legendary in this neck of the woods. But it was just fun to be out somewhere. So kind of got out of our comfort zone a little bit, I think was the plan, just to try to, do something a little bit different. Since I wasn't working, and I think I will be working it next year. So, but I wasn't working New Year's Eve this year, so I thought, well, let's get out. Well, let's see what 2026 has to offer. I don't want to get into it again because I talked about it extensively in my last video, but there was a lot of reasons why 2025 wasn't a good year for us. So I'm hoping we can find something positive to work through 2026, both personally and as a country, because as a country we're struggling. We need to find a way to get along. We need to find a way to find common ground, and we need to find a way to work through the bigotry and ignorance that has seemed to permeate so many areas in our country now. It's really bizarre to me that how many people have embraced the ignorance and bigotry, the racism. And for those that want to say racism doesn't exist, all I have to do is point out that the KKK has never been labeled a terrorist organization. That shows how inherently racist our country is, or they would have been labeled a terrorist organization from their inception. And the fact that we still haven't done that while other organizations are labeled terrorists, organizations that are there for everybody's benefit, the fact that the KKK remains untouched still shows how inherently racist our country is. So, anyways, I digress. On a happier note, yeah. I mean, I think we can all do better. We can all do better in finding a way to get along, to be decent human beings. As my shirt says, what they call radical is just basic humanity. I mean, why can't we just be nice to each other? Whether you understand somebody or not doesn't matter. Who they are is who they are, and all you have to do is be a decent human being back to them. So, anyways, I digress. But I digress, man. I am Tom the Whiskey Whisperer, Whiskey Evangelist, prolific whiskey drinker, purveyor of wisdom, and Cheese biscuits and gravy. I'm also Tom the Beer Whisperer, Beer Evangelist, prolific beer drinker, for wisdom, all around good guy. Slaunch you. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you all.